Good evening, everybody. This class is going to be your Sunday night reset. We're going to do about a half-hour class, really focused on calming the body and the mind and getting us ready for the upcoming week. So if you ever can't make it to one of my classes on Sunday, you can do this video. It's going to be saved on YouTube, so you can come back to it anytime that you want to practice this class. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. Start in a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands to rest on the legs. Closing your eyes and just beginning to focus your mind on your breath. Breathing slowly in and out through the nose without controlling the pace of the breath or the depth of the breath. Just focusing on the breath coming in through the nose, filling up the body, and coming out through the nose. With your eyes still closed, you can bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. We're going to begin with a counted breath. So we're going to inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Having a longer exhale than the inhale is going to help to further calm your nervous system and bring you into the space that you're in, get you ready to practice and settle down for the night. So inhaling, I'll count for the first few. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continuing to count the breath in your head or silently for a few more moments here. We'll complete 2 more cycles, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. And then releasing the hands back down to your knees, keeping the eyes closed, and And taking a few slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Then fluttering the eyes open. We're going to begin to make small circles over the hips. This is called Sufi grind. We'll inhale to come forward and exhale to come back and round. Starting just moving slowly, following the breath. Keeping the circles small here. And then slowly beginning to make them bigger. Maybe bringing the shoulders and the neck more into the movement. And picking up a little bit of speed here. Continuing to breathe as you come forward, inhaling. And as you come back and round, exhaling. You can close your eyes here to really connect to the movement and the breath in the body. Keep moving, connecting the movement with the breath, really waking up the energy that's at the base of the spine. And slowly making the circles smaller, making them a little bit slower. And coming back to sit with a long straight spine. Closing the eyes and feeling into that energy that you just cultivated. Feeling it rising from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Inhaling the arms up over the head. And exhaling to fold forward over the legs. Big inhale into the nose. Big exhale, sighing out of the mouth. We'll inhale, walking the hands back up. You can keep your legs the way they are, or you can switch the way that they're crossed here. We're going to circle the other way. Again, moving with your breath as you come forward, inhaling. As you come back, exhaling, rounding the spine. Starting small and slow. And eventually making our circles bigger. Reaching the heart more forward, rounding the back more. Continuing to move with the breath, inhaling as we come forward, exhaling as we come back. Making our circles bigger and faster here. Closing the eyes, connecting with the breath and the body. And then beginning to make our circles smaller and slower as we work our way back to a seated position. Coming to sit, the long, tall spine. Feeling the energy spiraling up from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Closing the eyes and breathing in the sensation. Inhaling the arms up overhead and exhaling to fold forward again. Any pose that you want to bring a little bit of movement to, feel free to do so if that's what your body's calling for. Inhaling to walk the hands back up. And we'll come to stand on our knees here. If this is not comfortable on your knees, you can sit back on your bottom. But we're going to come to a wide leg kneeling stance. And we're going to move our arms to open up our heart space and our shoulders. And moving the arms with the breath. So inhaling here to come up. Exhaling, opening the arms up and back. And we'll bring our spine into this movement. So inhaling, looking up, arching the back. Exhaling, rounding, bringing the arms down. Inhaling up, arching, looking up. Exhaling, rounding, bringing them down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So you can keep moving with your own breath. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the spine moving here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And it doesn't matter how this practice looks tonight. It just matters how it feels in the body. So continue moving the spine, moving the arms with your breath, inhaling to come up, exhaling down. And do a few more here. And bringing the arms down. Pausing for a moment, bringing both hands to the heart center. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose. Expanding the heart space. And exhaling out audibly through the mouth. One more. We're going to take our arms out wide, opening, feeling the collarbone spreading across the chest. We'll inhale as we open, exhale to cross the arms, rounding the back to hug ourselves. And as we move through this, we're gonna alternate which arm is on top. So inhaling to open, exhaling to hug. Moving with your own breath, making this as big or as small as you'd like to. And again, arching the back as you come forward and rounding as you hug yourself. Giving yourself much love and appreciation for ending your weekend with this practice. And resetting yourself for the week ahead. Next time the arms come out wide, pause there. And we're going to take the right hand down, taking the left arm up and over to lean to the right. We're going to rotate those pinky fingers in and down and keep our heart space open. So we really feel the opening on the left side of the body. Inhaling to come up, exhaling over to the left. Again, rotating the pinky finger in and down, keeping the heart open. You can even look up here. And we're going to move with our breath. So inhaling up, exhaling to the right. Inhaling up and exhaling to the left. Moving with your own breath. This can be fast or slow. Making sure that you're feeling the sensation in the side body here. And again, if this is too much on the knees or the feet and ankles, you can always come to sit on your bottom. Keep moving with your breath as you come up, inhaling as you come down, exhaling. One more on each side. And coming up to center, bringing both hands to the heart space. Inhaling, big deep breath in through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. One more. We'll take our arms back and down to clasp the hands behind the back. I'll turn so that you can see. And you can bring the knees together here. So we'll reach our clasped hands down towards our mat, opening the heart space. And exhale to fold forward over the knees, letting those clasped hands come up. Letting the hips come up if you'd like, slightly. Not putting too much pressure on the top of the head. And letting the shoulders begin to open. And breathing here into that space. Inhaling to come back up. And releasing the hands for a moment. We're going to tuck our toes underneath our feet so that we're sitting on our heels now. Let me show you from the side. So tucking all 10 toes underneath. So we're going to be stretching the backs of our feet here. So set up your toes. If you're wearing socks, maybe take them off so this is easier. And the more sensation that you want on your feet, you can sit back heavier on your heels. If that's a little bit too much for the feet, you can lean forward and that takes more pressure off of them. Find your sweet spot here, whatever feels good. And take the hands again to clasp behind the back, reaching those palms, those clasped palms down, bringing the shoulder blades together and down the back. And we'll rock our heads from side to side. Letting the neck begin to release tension. If at any point this becomes too much for the back of the feet, you can come to just sit on the tops of the feet instead or sit on your bottom. But keeping our hands clasped, we're going to take our palms over to the right side. So elbows are bent, squeezing together. And then we're going to take our right ear to our right shoulder, really opening that left front of the shoulder and the left side of the neck. You can rock the head back and forth here. I'm going to untuck my toes here and tap them out. And then releasing the hands back and bringing the clasped hands over to the left, squeezing those elbows together, taking the left ear to the left shoulder, opening the right side of the neck, the right shoulder here. You can gently rock the head back and forth. And bringing the head back to center, arms back and down, opening the heart space one more time. And then releasing our hands, bringing them to prayer, and then just circling out the wrists here. And then the opposite direction. And then we'll come to tabletop. And just tap out the feet here. You can straighten one leg and then the other to release any tension that built up while we were on the knees. Moving from leg to leg here. And we'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow, inhaling to arch, looking up, exhaling to round, looking towards the belly button, moving with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And from here, taking any other movements that feel good in the body, maybe moving the hips side to side and looking back with the head as you do so, stretching the side body. Maybe making circles with the shoulders and the hips here, just moving with your breath. And then pushing yourself back to a wide-legged child's pose. Reaching the arms out long in front of you and letting the chest come down, the forehead come down. If your forehead's far away from the mat, you can stack your arms to rest your head on your arms. Whatever works for you. And breathe into this space, letting the hips sink closer to the heels. Connecting the forehead. Breathing deep into the belly. From here, we're gonna move back and forth with our breath. So inhaling to come up with a rounded back and exhaling to let the hips fall forward to come into seal. In seal, the legs can be wide. Want your shoulder blades coming together and down your back, not sinking into the shoulders here. If that's too much on the lower back, you can come to Sphinx pose. So we're going to do this moving with our breath from seal and rounding, pushing back to child's pose. Exhaling here. Inhaling, coming forward with that rounded back. Exhaling, lowering to seal. Inhaling, pushing back, rounding. And exhaling as the head touches down in child's pose. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, letting the hips fall. Inhaling, coming back to child's pose. And exhaling as the forehead touches down. Moving with your own breath here. As fast or as slow as your body is taking you. We'll move through a few more rounds of this seal to child's pose. Two more. Last one, and then we'll meet in child's pose. From child's pose, we'll make our way to sit on our bottoms. Legs out in front of us. We'll inhale the arms up overhead and exhale to fold forward. Grabbing onto wherever is accessible to you on the legs. Reaching with every inhale, reaching the heart towards the toes. Every exhale, folding a little bit deeper. And eventually letting the head drop. Feeling the opening all along the back body and the back of the neck. And inhaling to come back up. We'll bring our right foot on the inside of the left leg. Taking our left leg out a bit so it's not straight in front of us, it's out to the left. We'll inhale the arms up and exhale to fold over that left leg. Using every inhale to lengthen through the spine and every exhale to fold a little bit deeper. Inhaling to come up halfway. We'll bring our left forearm to rest on the left leg and take our right arm up and over. Rooting down through the right sit bone, feeling the opening on the right side of the body. Keeping our heart open and reaching our right fingertips towards the left toes here. If you feel like you have more space to reach towards the left toes, you can take your left arm on the inside of the left leg to make more space for you to reach. And we'll inhale to come up, planting the right hand behind us, lifting the hips and bringing the left arm alongside the head. Exhaling to come down, reaching with the right hand. Inhaling to come back up. And exhaling back down. Inhaling to come up one more time. Taking a small back bend here if that's comfortable. And coming back down. From here, we will switch legs, bringing the left foot in, right leg out. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling to fold over the right leg. With every inhale, making space. Every exhale, folding deeper. Inhaling to come up halfway, placing that right arm on the right leg. Opening the left arm up over the left side of the head. Reaching down to the left sit bones to really open the whole left side of the body. Reaching our left fingertips to the right toes. If you feel like you have more space here, you can take your right arm on the inside of the right leg to reach those left fingertips even closer to the right toes. Breathing into the space that you're making. And on an inhale, we'll come up, planting that left hand, inhaling the hips up and the right arm up over the side of the head. Exhaling to come back down, reaching towards the toes. Inhaling back up. And exhaling down. One more here, inhaling to come up. And taking a small back bend. And exhaling down. Bringing our legs out wide here. We'll inhale to make space in the spine. Reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And with this long, tall spine, we'll slowly walk the hands forward. Reaching our heart down to our mat between the legs. Keeping our knees and toes pointed straight up. Maintaining the space in the spine to try not to round too much. Leading with our heart here. And we'll walk the hands back in on an inhale. Using the hands to bring the legs back into cross, rolling over the feet, coming back to our tabletop again. Moving through cat-cow to realign the spine. Tucking the toes, we'll lift lift the hips up and back to come to downward dog. Pedaling out through the heels for our first downward dog. Breathing here for a moment in stillness. We'll inhale the right leg up and back, bending the knee to open the hip, and stepping that right foot on the outside of the right hand, lowering the left knee, coming to lizard pose. You can stay up on the hands here, or you can slowly lower down to your elbows, letting the hips lower, coming forward. And if you want more opening in that right hip, you can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, letting the knee come out wider. You don't have to be still in this pose. You can rock side to side and back and forth. Whatever's feeling good in your body, or you can stay in stillness. We'll inhale, bringing the knee back in, planting the right sole of the foot, coming back onto our hands, and straightening through the right leg, moving the hips back in space, letting the right toes peel off the mat and point up at the ceiling. Hips sinking down and back. Inhaling to come back forward, bending into that right knee. We'll plant our left hand and open the right arm up to the right for a twist. If you're okay here, you can let the right arm come back and down to grab the outside of the left foot. Opening that left quad and the right shoulder here, looking up and releasing with control. We'll start to heel toe this right foot over to the left to come into pigeon. Setting up for pigeon, you want both hip points pointing straight towards the front of the mat. If there's a lot of space underneath the hips here, you're coming off to one side or the other, you can put a blanket or a pillow underneath your hips. If you're fine where you're at, you can just begin to slowly start walking the hands forward to fold over the right leg. Eventually letting the head come down to rest on your mat or your stacked arms or a pillow. And from here, letting the lower jaw separate from the top jaw. And directing your breath into that right hip as you allow it to open more. On an inhale, begin to walk the hands back up, planting the hands, tucking the back toe to push back to downward dog. Straightening that right leg, letting the blood flow back in. And then pausing in your downward dog to feel the difference between the two legs now. Then we'll inhale the left leg up and back, bending into the knee to open the hip. And then stepping the left foot on the outside of the left hand, lowering the right knee down to come to pigeon on the other side. You can stay here on your hands, or you can lower down to the elbows. If you have blocks, this would be a great place to use them. Letting your hips sink forward and down. If you want more sensation in the left hip, you can roll to the outer edge of the left foot, letting that left knee come out to the side. And moving here, being still, whatever feels good in your body. On an inhale, bringing that left knee back in, planting the sole of the foot and walking the hands back up. And extending through the left leg, moving the hips back in space to fold on the inside of the left leg. Breathing here. Inhaling to bend back into the left leg, planting the right hand on the inside of the left foot. Inhaling to open the left arm up to twist. If you're feeling good here and want to deepen the pose, you can take that left arm down and back, bending into the right leg, grabbing onto the outside of the right foot for that quad stretch and shoulder opening. And looking up towards the ceiling if it's okay for the neck. Taking a moment here. And releasing with control. And slowly heel-toeing that left foot over to the right to come into pigeon on the other side. Setting up for pigeon, right leg reaching straight back, hips square to the front of the mat. There's big space in between your hips and the mat. You can place a prop underneath the hips. Maybe you didn't need one on the other side, but you need one on this side. Both sides of the body are different, so one side may be tighter than the other. That's totally fine. In your own time, begin to fold over that left leg. Maybe coming onto the elbows. Maybe letting the head come down to rest on the mat or your arms or a pillow. And just breathing here, directing your breath to the left hip as it opens. And again, letting that lower jaw fall away from the top jaw, releasing any tension left over. Inhale, we'll begin to walk the hands back up. And then sit over onto that left hip, swinging the right leg around, both legs long in front of you. You can shake them out here, letting the blood flow back into both of the legs. Be giving yourself a little leg rub as you do that. And then slowly we'll roll down vertebrae by vertebrae to lay flat on the back. Pausing for a moment here to notice how both legs feel, noticing the breath. And we'll hug both knees into our chest here, giving ourselves a big hug, letting the head lift up off of the mat. Rocking back and forth, massaging the back. And then opening the arms out wide. We'll let the knees fall over to the left. Keeping our shoulder blades flat on the mat here. If you'd like, you can scoot your hips over slightly to the right. And then looking over to our right hand. Breathing into our twist. Moving slow for the rest of our practice as we're coming to an end here. Inhaling to bring the knees back to center, giving them a big hug again. And opening the arms wide, letting the knees fall over to the right. And if you'd like, scooting your hips over to the left, keeping both shoulder blades grounded down into your mat. And if it's comfortable for the neck, looking over to the left. Breathing deep into your belly and your twist here. Inhaling, bringing the knees back to center. Hugging both knees in again, giving yourself a big squeeze. And then letting the feet come down to the mat, knees bent. We're going to place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And let the knees open up wide as the soles of the feet stay connected here. Closing your eyes, and we'll bring our attention back to our breath. We're going to again come back to that inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6. To calm the nervous system way down here. I'll count for 2 sets, and then you can count on your own. Inhaling for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now counting on your own for a few more rounds. Keeping your eyes closed, we'll release the counted breath, letting the hands fall down by the sides, using the hands to bring the knees back together, and letting the legs fall long on the mat. Feet relaxing, pointing wide, palms facing up to the ceiling to receive the benefits of the work that you just went through. Eyes closed, not controlling the breath. Melting into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Taking these final moments for yourself to melt into your mat. Beginning to deepen the breath here, eyes still closed. Bringing movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, rocking the head side to side. We'll inhale the arms up overhead for a big stretch. Then turning over to one side, pausing there. Using our arms to help us back up to a seated position. Bringing our hands to prayer in front of the heart. Closing the eyes, bowing to ourselves. Thanking ourselves for taking this time to recenter our energy, to calm the nervous system. quiet the mind and move our body with our breath. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. Namaste.